Hey everyone, welcome back to Music Librarium. It's time to cover Joni Mitchell. We are going to start off with something from 1994. This is Turbulent, Indigo, which showcases Joni's own artwork on her own album and back. There you go. And insert, actually, yeah. This is different from that. Let's go on the inside. Let's see what else is in here. Oh, we've got a fold. Look at this. This is even more artwork and more artwork. This is very generous of her to show these pieces of her painting from her collection over the years. And then it opens up into all of this. Black and whites with the lyrics to all of the tracks on the album. How cool is that? Yeah, we have a bit to cover here, which, of course, she has quite a discography of, I think, 19 studio albums. I don't have them all, but I have several, so that's good. This is an early one. This is the first one of a stretch of albums. This is 1970, Ladies of the Canyon, where she recorded at A&M recording studios on La Brea, just down the street from where I used to work in Hollywood. I think it was a stretch of like 7, 8, or 9 albums she of the earlier period of the 70s, where she did all the recording at A&M there. So now originally there was a black case in here as a backing for the disc. But I made it a clear because I just thought it looked much more cleaner that way. And sometimes, you know, when you have a library like this, you're going to maybe change or modify some things to have them look better, cleaner, slicker. Some credits here. Track listing there. Lyrics. And there we go. Clean, concise, tight. What's up next? Okay, this isn't the first Joni Mitchell album I listened to, but it's one of my favorites. And it's probably the one I've listened to the most, which is Chalk Mark in a Rainstorm. This is 1988. I think this is the album where Billy Idol did a background vocal on one of the songs. She had him come into the studio. Years ago, back in, gosh, 88, 89, I was living in this big house with a bunch of other people, and it was kind of like a party house. And it was way up on a hill. Had a custom-built cave, had a tennis court, and we just had a blast there for a while. And Billy Idol came to our party, all on motorcycles, him and a group of others on their way out to the Santa Clarita Valley. They stopped by for an hour. And because a friend of ours that worked at the restaurant, she was in an all-female band, and he did some background vocals for her. So she told him about the party. She ended up not making it, but he ended up making it. So I ended up speaking to him about this moment that he had with Joni Mitchell. So it was kind of cool. How often do you have Billy Idol come to your private party? Thank you. Tracks, lyrics, the Geffen record label for this particular album. And then the follow-up, Night Ride Home, was this, yeah, this is 3 years later, 1991. Another fantastic album I couldn't get enough of, both of these. I mean, I love the earlier stuff too that's coming up, Blue and Court and Spark. And I think Court and Spark was the first one I listened to of Joni Mitchell. The back cover. Nice disc design there. When you have a dark background like this, sometimes the coloring of the lettering and the font matters. And I like this, kind of a yellow gold. All right. Pretty straightforward liner notes on the inside of these booklets here. Track listing, credits, musicians. You know who she used on drums on a few of her albums was a guy by the name of Brian Blade, and I will be doing a video on his music because I have every one of his 5 solo albums out, 5 or 6 solo albums out in my in the jazz section of my music library. Okay, this is one of 3 compilations that Joni put together herself and releases in 2004 and 2005, 3 releases in those 2 years. This is a big compilation of music. This one is the beginning of Survival, which was the 2004. The other 2 coming up are Dreamland 2004 and Songs of a Prairie Girl 2005. But these collections, these 3, and I'll show you the other 2 in a minute, she put together the collections herself. And they're spectacular. Let's see what's behind here. Oh, okay, got a duplicate. Yeah. There, the track listing. What are there, 16? Yeah, 16 tracks here. And let's check this booklet out. There you go. And it's fall right out. Yeah, this has some more of her artwork, but probably not filling every page, but fantastic nonetheless. Don't you love that? Well, she's got 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. 8 pieces of artwork just in the, yeah. And then the rest is, the lyrics to all the 16 tracks on this album CD. Musician credits on back, recording studios, that sort of thing. And we are going to go back in time to one of her earlier pieces, 1975, The Hissing of Summer Lawns. Just because I like to mix it up. You know, we had this one from 1970, then we got a couple in the 80s, a couple in the 90s, a couple in the 2000s. I like to kind of work it like that. Yeah, this is the original Asylum label, too. You know, Warner, WEA, Warner Elektra Asylum Records. Let's take a look on the inside. You got the song listings. Listing. The lyrics. Oh, that's cool. Well, that's cool like that, or it's cool like that. Either way, she's taking a dip in the pool. '75, 1970. But what were you doing in 1975? Okay, let's do a couple other ones real quick. This is Taming the Tiger, which is part of a little similarity with the series of dit, 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 and dit, as far as when they came out. Then we're going back to Blue. We all love that album. Court and Spark. And then we have this live piece, which is Miles of Isles, that Joni Mitchell recorded live with her band at the time, which was the LA Express, that happened to include Robin Ford on guitar at that time. And this is the digitally remastered version of it. And the last two pieces are what I was talking about earlier with regards to the beginning of Survival. This is Songs of a Prairie Girl, 2005. The track listing there. I think there's another 16, 10, 11, 12, 13 tracks on here. Let's double check. Yeah, 13 tracks on here. 16 on this one, so that's 29, right? And then we have Dreamland. Which is 17 tracks, so 29 and 17, 46. So imagine putting these three, this one, this one, this one, in your CD player and just clicking shuffle. You can put a couple other ones in there if you have a 5-disc player, of course. But if you just put those three in alone, you're going to get such a wide expanse of her music. Just this is what I love about when somebody takes the time to care enough about putting a compilation out. Cool. That's cool, huh? Like that? Yeah. Take a look at that. Is that awesome? You probably wouldn't see that if you didn't buy the album CD. That's the part about the physical media. These hard copies, they have fantastic artwork and design and interior, and it's, you know, it's the real deal. And I think that's why it's important to keep the history of formats of music alive on vinyl, on CD. I have a big cassette library. I even have a few 8-tracks back there just for nostalgia purposes. But I'm an audiophile, and I love all that stuff. So let's do this real quick. Let's see what's in here. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's take a look at the artwork. Here? No. Okay. That's a cool piece. Amazing how you draw yourself. Just, oh, these may be all pieces of her. Check this out. Oh, there's another one. It's like the mystery, right? You're doing an artwork investigation on the inside of this booklet. Yeah, nice, beautiful. Okay. That's it. Is that groovy? 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2005, 6, 10, whatever. Anyway, great collection. I love Joni Mitchell music. I'm sure you do too. We'll talk to you later in the next one. Please subscribe if you can. Thanks. Bye.